Hello, everyone. It is Fantasy Star Friday. So, yeah, let's not waste any time and just get right to it, shall we? Okay, now, as it may not be known, I have done some grinding, so hopefully I should have the best equipment necessary. Um, and if not, at least at this point, I've gotten decent enough equipment that it shouldn't really be that big a problem for me right now. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, right now I am currently back in the control center where I've originally fixed the weather thingamadoodle. However, we're not done with this place yet. Oh no. There is still one more thing that needs to be done here, so let's see if I can remember where to go from here. First things first, I noticed that treasure is up there, so let's go ahead and clear all that as we deal with all of the psychedelic eyeballs just in front of that Sahagin, I guess we'll call it. And yeah, ordinarily they were a challenge. Now that we have the upgraded equipment, not really that bad. So there was an antidote there, and technically speaking, it looks like I should be going to the left area first. However, there are some goodies to get here. Oh, look at me, I was able to surprise the monster. Wee-hee-hee. And a good time for Wren to shoot his gun, so that way we can deal with the Sahagins. Because I bet Lena probably could have dealt with them, but let's just make sure that they go down that easily. And there are at least 2 different treasures to get here. Yeah, rats, I hate to tell you this, but unless you were to deal poison damage, or at least they can't deal poison damage. Unless they were to poison me, they can't do much of anything towards me, so yeah, you're wasting your time on that for— Oh, we got some more enemies, these clusters. But it seems as if they still go down that easily. They just look a bit intimidating as of now, but that might be something completely different because those gray moves still went down relatively easily. And hopefully, there's Wren. So now we're getting the most out of his gun attack. And we are able to take down that gray moose that fast. Of course, by 1 pixel, we missed it. Alright, let's see here. Nothing else here. So, this means that we can just head on down from here. Then head back to the left towards the staircase. And it's not a big deal. You know, Wren, I find it a bit disheartening that you went last that round and didn't even take out those guys that easily. Once again, just find it a bit disheartening. Okay, so now from here, the one thing I could do is head left, then up, and then it'll lead me to the last of the control systems that I need to reach. And we should be able to clear this dungeon lickety-split. here, go south and to the west. And we should have the final machine that we need to run into right here. As the moonstone and moon tear are placed in the panel, Dahlia, the purple moon, moves. Pretty soon, we'll be able to cross the sea north of Shusaran to reach Sil's Island. Beep boop. And we even get a cutscene. Oh yeah, how's it going there, Pan? I just noticed the comment, that was me. And one thing's for certain, either the moon was getting closer or someone had really bad gas. It's definitely one of the two. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you know, I was gonna say Wren has an extra one. We may as well use that escape pipe. Although I'm not going to leave just yet. Not just yet, because I think, if memory serves, there was one treasure that I didn't get along the way. And since it's back on the easy path of floor 1 into floor 2, I may as well get this, just for, you know, if nothing else, completion's sake. Although, speaking of completion, I might want to make sure that everyone is fully healed, so as that not concern everyone there. Let's do one more. There we go. Much needed healing for everyone. So for now, let's ignore that staircase. And just keep on the assault right here. There you go, Wren. See, it's much better when you attack everyone that's necessary. That usually helps. So that way, Lena, despite her being as weak compared to everyone else as she is able to keep up with everyone in that case. And it's a good thing I went back, because I'm rewarded with a Trimate. Now, granted, there wasn't that much backtracking along the way, so yeah. In this case, I don't mind physically going back, and we may as well stay up here on the second floor, just in case there are some more tougher enemies. You never know. And good thing, too, because we ran into more upgraded psychedelic eyeballs. Much needed psychedelic eyeballs. You know, I would make a joke about all the lands we're visiting are secretly Canada because of the moose we're attacking, but nah. At least I didn't do it in a committing way of sorts. It was like, oh, check it out, it's the moose! They must be from Canada! Whatever, that was really funny. But you know what else isn't funny? Rhys getting poisoned. How dare they do that? Also, that's supposed to be the key that lets us head on back. So let us go ahead, head back in. Okay, so it might have been a while since we played this game, and I may not remember where all the passageway entrances are that I've taken beforehand. Zoom. Let's just continue on with this approach from here. So at least compared to how we were when we started this journey early on, If anything, this is just a trek. It's not necessarily that bad. And I get the feeling the cave entrance is pretty much just below us. And no, a Sue spell! How dare you! I thought we were good buddies. I thought we were pals. Who am I kidding? They're trying to bring doom, death, and destruction. They were never my pals to begin with. Okay, I don't remember the path. That's okay. I can always just back up and bring this map. Okay, so not this path, but the next one. Head north. Just to down all of the strange and weird enemies along the way. All of the strange and weird. Just take them all down. I mean, when you think about it, I'm going up against rats that can poison us. That is most definitely weird. I'll tell you what. Those rats that keep poisoning us, they sure are quite weird, I tell you what! Yeah, I have nothing on that. But let's just move on with this by taking down those rat bastards. Okay, so not this right, but the next one. We can take that to proceed on forward. And from there, it's south and east, and there I can move north towards the exit. Man, all these enemies along the way. Not a problem, but just all these enemies, man. Man, so many enemies. That thing would place me directly underneath the passageway. Plus, you'd think after discovering it one time, they would learn to mark it on the map. I mean, I ain't saying, just saying. So there go the Buzzbill. And then we ride this ship. Kinda makes me wonder if this is supposed to be a, demonic, bell of sorts. I don't know. Oh well. Before we progress onward and rest, we should probably remove the poison status. We should probably remove the poison status. We should probably remove the poison status. Thank you. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Oh, my goodness! That could be quite the pain. Yes. Save over that. And now, because we've brought the moon closer, and it brings absolutely no repercussion towards the planet's water climate whatsoever, now we are able to make our trek fairly easily into the final destination in this chapter anyway. So once again, go through these castle doorways here. Wait, was it the right? I think I was supposed to go left. No, I was right. I was right, going right. I don't know why, but for a brief moment I thought, I was probably supposed to go left here. But yes, now I can take down all of these enemies. Lickety split. Oh my god, look at that. Rhys is the new Moses, I tell ya. So now, just to quickly double-check everything. Make sure he's got the strongest equipment. As well as her. Him. And her. Yep. We are all set for our journey across here. Aww, ow! I almost feel bad that I'm killing that lurker. I mean, the fact that it wags its tail and would attack us, not even the whole tail, but just a little itty-bitty tip. I think that's adorable. And technically, you can buy some equipment from here, but good lord, is it overpriced. It is so overpriced, it is not worth it in the slightest. And after all the money grinding that I went through in the previous stream, I definitely don't want to subjugate any more than necessary. So now, the one thing we will do before we move onward is head on over here and adjust Lyle's spell, so that way it is in more favor of his Zahn spell. So now that that has been done, so absolutely no way how we can gain entrance to the castle, and I bet even if we talk to the people, don't mention that. The people of Syl are insulted that you want the hand of Maria, our fair princess. Be gone! So apparently, lions should not marry despicable Arachnes. Luckily for you, Laia's law forbids killing. Kill no living thing was Laia's last message. Wow, they must really take it to heart if they hate our guts but refuse to kill us. And just to show an example of how overpriced it is, look at this! We're barely into the 4 digits here. This is midway through 5 digits worth. We could get this if we were extremely desperate. I don't think it's worth it. But yes, as you can tell, the gates towards the castle, not open to us. But we gotta find some way how to get into the castle. Well, luckily for us, there is a way. So not this fountain or this fountain. If we head into this one, we enter this tunnel. Now let's see. We are... okay. I know where he is. I know where he is! So now begins the long trek through here. Also, I just realized, I probably could have entered one of the other areas in the way. Because we just killed a circuit board. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna do that really quickly. Because there is one treasure we can fairly easily get at this point. 2, actually. damage and everything. I do not care. Let's just get rid of them. Yeah, I'm beginning to think this is more or less, endgame stuff, and as you can tell, Pan, only now did I decide to recheck all of the comments along the chat. Yeah, this is more or less endgame, stuff that we were looking at, if not the absolute last bit moving onward towards, the rest of the endgame stuff. So grab that for an antidote. Not really worth it at this point, considering they get passed around like candy. But yeah, one other thing I should grab before we commit to anything else should be right around here. And thankfully, we don't need to go that far. We can just head on up from here for a free escape pipe. Wonder if it's worth using here. The game's gonna tell me, ordinarily this would be a great decision, but guess what? You just fucked yourself over. Restart the system and try again. I'm sorry, but I have never seen that happen before, so I can't let that go that easily. Also, the circuit boards are casting Gra on me. How dare they? I know! It's amazing! It's amazing, I tell you what. Alright, let's just double check. I might stop by the inn before actually taking this seriously, which, yeah. Now might be a good time to do that. I mean, I'm in a free town that literally hates my guns, and will be all like, alright then, welcome to our inn. We'll gladly give you lodging. Hope you enjoy your stay. I will most likely kill you in the morning. Just, is this gonna pull a Princess Bride on us that whole time? But yes, in all seriousness, let's actually progress onward with these dungeons properly. So, not you, but you. Okay, so now, this time around, there's only one other treasure to get. And it's at the end of this, though we do need to make just a slight detour. But it's not that bad. But yeah, so all we gotta do is just maneuver our way. Also, mouse, don't you dare hover over the end stream button. I will immediately blame Comcast for that, even though I would know deep down it was not Comcast problems. But I will swear that it's Comcast problems if that's the case. And once again, I'm almost confusing Comcast with Capcom. I'm sorry, Comcast had... Jesus Christ. Capcom at one point made terrible game decisions, so it's hard for me to let that go. I don't know why or how that's the case, but it is. I just can't let that go. But yeah, as I stated before, this is the correct path in order to go to the entrance into the castle. Having said that, this is easily one of the most convoluted ways of going through it, because say what you will about any of the other dungeons where, sure, you have to continue onward towards your destination, but in order to do so, you have to go through several different twists and turns along the way by going up staircases. That I can believe. Here, it's just one simple floor where the only way you can progress onward is going through, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Bo's gonna have a field day with this, multiple zigzags. It was a stupid comment that I made back when I originally did a nothing run challenge of Mega Man X, and ever since then, he refuses to let that go. Which, you know, more power to him, but wow, that was easily one of the worst moments I could have ever gone through in that nothing wrong. And yet, he chose to embrace it. Which, why, I must ask. I commend him for it, but why? Oh well. Not worth stressing about that, I suppose. What is worth stressing about is getting rid of that circuit board of death. So now we made it to the end. Not this left, but the next one. We will take that in order to reach the area. And I'm hoping Wren is able to attack now, and of course that is not the case. Okay, you know what? If he is able to save that attack for the circuit boards, I can live with that. Especially since he attacks him 2 times in a row. But yes, after taking all that damage, I think now is a good time to think about healing. And think about healing. And should be fine for now. Let's move on. I know if Rhys gets back into... If Rhys gets back into the 40s, I'll worry about healing him then. Because for now, it's not that big a deal. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying about this main dungeon, basically just going around in circles, zigzags of sorts. I don't know. I guess it could be ingenious in its own right. I personally find it to be padding of the highest regards in that case. So yes, the true path is to the left. However, if we were to go down here, we can get the final treasure of this castle. So let us go ahead and do that. Alright, let's see, how is everyone doing health-wise? Not everyone needs health, so yes, let's focus a res on Rhys, and it did a fairly decent amount, so I am more than happy with that. I suppose if Lyle were to take damage next time, I'll think about doing an E-res on everyone. Now, let's take down some weeks, because yes, you'll see that the staircase is there. However, like I said, just below us is the final treasure of this castle area dungeon, what have you. So let's go ahead and continue going downwards to grab that. Just right there, which is a final trimate. So now begins a long trek of going back up, and then going around to the left, just to get back to that staircase along the way. What your body needs to live, especially water. In my case, it's just a bag. Cotton candy flavored bag. Yes, I believe next battle. Yeah, definitely at the start of the next battle, we'll worry about healing, especially if that circuit board is going to pull what I think it's going to pull with a gravity spell. Marlena can kill it. That works too. Now, let's see. yeah, I said if Lyle took damage, this is the perfect time to do so. So almost everyone has full health, or at least close to it. So now we can enter through here, and just a check. Okay, so yeah, there is absolutely nothing to the left. And by left, I mean the right, once we actually enter the castle, because we are currently inside the courtyard area. That barely qualifies as entering the castle. And that, as you can see, is our final destination that we need to reach. So let us continue onward, and I didn't get to see it. If that previous one was a giant, I think this is a titan? Well, we'll see anyway, because I get the feeling we will most likely run into him yet again. Yes, we just wrap ourselves around this castle. Forward. Oh man, I was hoping to run into more of those Titan enemies, but no, it was just a weaker goober enemies. Talk about disappointing. Last Skulls, and didn't really get to see a good look at them, but I imagine they were like pixel fairies or something. Yeah, pixel fairies. They're like pixie fairies, except they're made of pixels. Totally different creatures. Totally different, I swear. Oh, dryads. Because, you know, you see a dryad, first thought that come across your mind is pixel fairy! It could be worse, though. I could have just pulled a meal, and rather than pixel fairies, say pickle fairies. Oh, just a clops. They're just clops. Because, you know, that makes total sense. Just a clops. What, you mean a cyclops? No, just a clops. Which, by the way, considering my name, the Broniac, that's a terrible thing that you should be talking about, which just means even more reason why we should kill it. But yeah, speaking of more reasons why we should kill it, get rid of the chippers before they do a low-level grass spell on us. Plus, I find it interesting, their helmets blink, but in order for them to properly attack us, they need to flex their not their biceps, just their pecs. And yeah, can't be able to exit through the castle gates. Just in case you were thinking of, okay, I made it this far, we should be able to reach the hotel from here. No, not gonna happen. So let me just see. Health-wise, should be fine, but let's do a res spell on Mieu, so that way she's all caught up again. Oh, let's speak to this guard here. The people of Syl are insulted that you want the hand of Maria, our fair princess, be gone. Okay, so, despite not talking to that guard before, we have heard this conversation before. So, just up and left. Up and left is all we need to worry about. You know, I think I just realized I said Maria, I meant to say Maia. Because, you know, Maria and Maia, they're both the same. It's just depending on her mood. One day she could be super pissed off at us and be a Maria, but other times she's nice, calm, and caring, and she is just a Maia in the end. And yes, the Klops enemy is totally a Choaniki character. I think at one point there was like a Choaniki fighting game for the SNES. I think that's what that character is, just a giant ship of the flexing guy, since you see the upper part of his body, but not necessarily the lower bit, so for all we know, the pixelated sprites that we don't see from behind are just a giant airship of sorts. But the good news is, we already see Maria. Again, we're seeing Maia over there and the king. So, this just means that our journey is that much closer to being perma-done. And let's see. No, and considering how much of a pain Lyle was, thank the good Lord for that. No. Actually, we did have a boss. It's called money grinding. Clearly the worst boss you could ever face in an RPG, let alone a JRPG. Oh, this ragtag group of enemies will barely prove to be anything to me. Especially if I were to keep doing this. That's why Lyle's gonna bonk you several times with his steel staves. Yep, already saw that conversation. And we are almost there, but knowing you, I don't want her to focus on simply healing everyone all the time. So I think what I'll do is get everyone who needs great healing patched up with res, and then finish it off with G-res. So that way, if people need to heal themselves, they can just use Trimates. I mean, let's look at what we have thus far. Well, let's be fair. This is pre-Phantasy Star 4, where I believe, much like Saga Frontier, you needed mech-specific healing items, where in this case, it's not really that big a deal. So, we have D-mates, some Trimates as well, but mostly monomates for those that were still in the 60s at the time, and Trimates for that. So now comes the interesting decision. I'm gonna give all the extra Trimates and D-mates over, well, at the very least. Healing items still stay the same, but I'm thinking, because a certain something's going to happen at this point, so I want to be prepared for that. So let's give that to you. And if that's the case, then I desperately want to be ready for that. 1 antidote, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so don't need to worry about that. And just be on the safe side that... Let's give all the extra antidotes to him. Okay. Because now... it's time we put an end to this chapter. I'm the King of Syl. I'll show you how we handle Arachne spies in my country. Time to go up against King Krill and his, baddies of sorts. Well, this time we actually have a strategy of using just strong attacks. In Lyle's case, using Zahn to deal with the king, and speaking of which, Wren shall attack them. Because we're just dealing with the... yeah, we're just dealing with the Dryads that will easily deal the most damage. Or at least eat up the most damage up until we can free up the king as an attack option. So, one more time, Zahn, you, you. And just keep up the attack from there, because, once again, it seems like unless the king was to repeatedly use the Zahn attack, which, in all honesty, that was dealing the most damage to us, now it's not even worth doing that, and the king is already down. That fast and easy. I yield to you, Rhys. You are mighty indeed. Perhaps Lyle, my nephew, was right about you after all. Dun dun dun! Yeah, turns out Lyle, who was traveling with us, is the nephew of the king. And of course, we already know that Maia, I'm even stressing her name so I'm pronouncing it correctly, is the king's daughter. You must now choose between Maia and Lena. Wed Maia, and you shall become king of Sil. Marry Lena, and you shall be king of London and neighboring Satera. This is very crucial here, because although I will show off all of the paths regardless on stream, for this first task, I decided to get everyone's opinion on how this would go. So, first off, foremost, I am going to make, if it will let me do so, there we go, 1 save state, 2 save states, 3 save states, and just for extra ha-has, a 4th save state. Because yes, depending on who you choose to marry will determine how the next chapter or generation plays out. And then from there, another set of people to marry. And this goes for 2 options after you marry Maia, and 2 options for Lena. So once again, why I made 4 save states here. Exactly, because as I said before, when I said that Rhys's adventure was over, that was no joke. His venture is over. And determining who I marry, Rhys and insert characters' names offspring will take the mantle in the next chapter. And I did a straw poll to find out if they should choose the old flame, as in Maia, or the new love, Lena. So, overwhelmingly, 4-0, we're starting things off with Maia, as it should be. I renounce my claim to London's throne, and choose to become your husband, Maia. And I shall be your wife and queen. Together, we will rule the fair land of Sil. After many adventures, Rhys has at last found Maia. Rhys became king of the peaceful land of Sil. Maia gave birth to a son, and they named him Ain. This is the story of Prince Ain of Sil. After 15 years of peace, war, once again, has come to pass. So actually, Pan, you were right about one thing. I believe money does carry over, and Wren does carry over as well, but also Mieu. Those are, I believe, the only 2 characters that get passed off from generation to generation. But anyway, hail King Rhys, Queen Maia, and Prince Ain. Cyborgs are attacking our lands! Oh shit, this has suddenly become Terminator all over again! The machines have learned to adapt and want to take over all of humanity! Well, anyway, that's the end of one person's announcement, and as he leaves, the other person comes in. The vile cyborgs have beaten all of our monsters! My lord, King Lyle of Shusharan begs for your help. They just keep coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. And as you can tell, time has definitely passed on for our previous main hero, Rhys, who now is basically just the same character as before, but now he's got some bags under his eyes and sporting quite the stash, I must mention. Anyway, I was afraid war would come again. Now you must venture forth on a vital quest. Not gonna lie, I was extremely close to saying virtual quest. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. I almost thought about saying that. Legends of Satellite. Say it is a place of peace. Not a certain satellite, like insert name here, satellite, whatsoever, but just satellite. Could you imagine if, in order to save the world, you had to play virtual highlight, considering how bad the original highlight was, and then virtual highlight was basically the same game remade, but even more BS at certain occasions. Oh my lord. I think we'll need a sanctuary very soon. Take Mieu and Wren and find the satellite. Oh, excuse me. Take Wren and Mieu and find this satellite. Hurry back. I don't know how long we have. And of course, if we want to, we can talk to Maia. This land must be saved. Hurry, Aim. And then I get the feeling I could say, look for satellite, my son. Now, here's something else I should check. Okay, so the monitor, despite being passed over to Wren, currently has it right now. And notice, Rhys was just an Arachian. And, I'm trying to think what that term was. It's a good thing that I have, the RPG Classics website open up so I can see right now. Just need to wait for the game to load up. Here we go. Yes, he is an Arachian, but now that he has some Leyan blood flowing through his veins, now he has technique points. So now he is able to cast Healing Spell, and I believe that was Order Spell, if memory serves. Let's see. I believe that was the case. Let me just see. Techniques. Oh, never mind. He's got Time Magic. Yeah, he's got Time Magic. I'm trying to think. Who was it that had, Oh, it was Mieu that had, Order Magic, which I thought is what it was, but no, this is Time Magic. So, yes. Wait. Oh, jeez. Good thing Opie's not here, because, good lord. So many overtones would be coming by in that case. But yes, now as the messengers kept saying, let's see, the Arachians will send their cyborgs to fight. Here's the thing. This does drastically change the overworld, because now, if memory serves, I don't think you fight any more quote-unquote monsters anymore. Now all of the basic enemies that you fight, even the tougher ones along the way, are now nothing but machines. Obviously, certain enemies and or bosses, especially a certain one, would say otherwise, but that's usually how it goes. Old tales tell of a satellite of true peace. A satellite of true peace. Only the chosen ones can dwell there. yes, now that we claim this castle for our own, we are able to go through the gate, no problems. Armies of robots are surrounding our castle. So now, let's see what the others have to say. Find Satellite and save us all, Prince Ain. Satellite is a place of peace, or so I hear. I wonder if Lyle's kingdom has already fallen into the hands of our enemies. It's hard to say, but I get the feeling that's probably the case. And just to double check armor. The best we could hope for, if we really wanted to try, is the Laconian armor, and even then, that's still a bit pricey, so yeah. So yeah, that does carry over. Thankfully, the money does as well. But let me just see, because I didn't get to see the equipment. It looks like, he just carries the exact same equipment from beforehand. And yeah, the only other equipment was from Lyle and Lana. So now it's a matter of, let's see, going back here. Now I gotta update this so that way it shows more often. So finally, I might notice techniques. So I just gotta head to Shusran and talk to Lyle to say that his people need him. Alright, so basically, we just backtrack our way from one far kingdom into another. But of course, since we don't have the full party like we did beforehand, obviously some music was taken down. And yeah, I was not kidding about, now any and all enemies that we fight along the way are now, robots. Drastic change when you think about it. Drastic change. But yes, I believe, since this was his castle, Lyle should be here at his throne. And I believe that is him. Lyle lost one of his eyes in a recent battle. Thea! Hello, I'm Thea, Lyle's daughter. I'd like to go with you, Ain, but I'm afraid that my people are in desperate need of me right now. Let's see, yeah, it doesn't give me what I need, although, do I already have it in my inventory? No, I do not have it, so I'll probably get it later on at this point. So now from here, I need to go to Agoe, or Ago. Depends on whether or not the E is silent. So it seems from there, King Lyle will lead us to victory. Never fear. Sad thing is, I know what happens in the story, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Who is creating these marauding cyborgs? Our fate is in your hands, Prince Ain. But yeah, there is not that many weapons to grab from here, so... Saw another person there. Shusran will be fine so long as Lyle, the Dragon Knight, is our Lord and Ruler, but not our Lord and Savior. That right. He's not high enough level to go to there. What about here? Was this Agoe? Let's find out. Yep, this is Agoe. But yes, I think if memory serves, this was a cyborg town. no one knows who leads the cyborg armies. I'm thinking of the Adria town. Let's see. Neither Rhys nor Lyle can protect their lands. So I'm just trying to see. They mentioned someone saying something about how, their kingdom hasn't been attacked, but they're only attacking certain people. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that big a need, but just in case they mention it. I wonder who is attacking your lands. Yeah, notice they said they haven't been attacked, so let's try him. Our people are not at war with yours, Prince. We have lived in peace for many years. Right now, your father's land is being invaded. No one knows who's responsible for it. Okay, so yeah, now they're pretty much telling us at this point some shit's going down here, but we aren't being attacked. So, yeah, that's good enough. Now we can be able to head on back towards the other town via ferry and move onward from there. Yeah. Also, itchy inner ear. Just thought I'd point that out. Itchy inner ear. Always stressful when you can't control that bit. So now we are in the town of Rhys. Rhys Village still honors your father. Considering he was able to make the frozen, frigid lands of Aquatica not so frigid, I would certainly hope that's the case. But anyway, in the middle of town, there's a messenger who mentions that certain people are being attacked, so it must be this guy. A messenger arrived from your people, Prince. They're under attack and need you desperately. So, guess what? We were able to head into town there. We're taking the ferry immediately back. So stupid, but I guess it makes total sense. You're on a mission, yet you hear that your family's in danger, and you decide to say, fuck it, I need to protect my family and friends. So now we have to head to Shosaran. Notice that there were people walking by here. Not so much. So it doesn't really fill you with that much hope. But you know what? That's just a mere coincidence. I get the feeling once we head back to the throne area where King Lyle is, that should be... Oh, there are enemies here. Yeah, you know what? I take back what I said. This kingdom looks like it's really starting to get royally fucked over. we best head back. Well, it's a good thing Wren decided to start this off so we could get rid of those lesser enemies and take care of that one foe. The Blinks. So I think the other one was called Arachne. Which now that I think about it, the history of Arachne is kind of disturbing. Or am I thinking of the Treants? Well, one of them, I can assure you. It's definitely one of those two. Let's do that, because I know Wren's going to attack all regardless. Good use of the key res, healing yourself for 0 damage. Because it didn't even damage you yet. But yeah, things are really starting to get rough. There's no denying that. Let's see, tech you, and have you tech that. It's a good place to move from there. Because now, all Red needs to do is just shoot them all with the gun, and that is that. So far, we are doing quite well for ourselves. We can't say the same for Shusaran. So let's head back home by parting the not-so-Red Sea and head on over here. Now it's a matter of taking down all of these Arachne in the hopes that we can finish them off before they finish us off. Well, it turns out this kingdom is empty as well. All except for one person. The cyborgs were too powerful to be resisted. Everyone has fled to Iridia, but I refuse to leave. So that means we now know exactly where we're supposed to head to. We were supposed to head back to Lawndale. Not going to happen anytime soon. And notice there's no one here running any shops, so ouch for that. Also, there might be a good reason why, although Aim did level up, he's not leveling up as fast. Because he's got really good spells. Also, I just noticed your comments. How's it going, almost said Gamer Boy. Boy Gamer! Very specific line there. Let's just make sure. Alright, we are really well healed at this point. So yes, we were initially going to head back home, but of course we need to check on our family, which is back in Iridia, so now we know where we're supposed to head, and wow. Getting trounced like that so soon, how dare you? How dare all of you! Good thing Wren has his gun ready so he can shoot to kill all the cyborg enemies. Also, I just realized I probably should have set that up differently. So yeah, one of them is gonna live. Dear. Oh well. Still making progress here, nonetheless. Yeah, because now it really doesn't matter, since Wren could easily pick off those blink enemies. Dare I say, in a blink of an eye. Yeah, I deserve to get pounced by those enemies. That was a terrible joke. Yeah, probably the only reason I'm not a fan of this castle is that even if you know what you're supposed to be doing and how to get from one place to another, you still have to do a lot of maneuvering regardless. And yeah, kind of a pain, if you want my opinion. You actually heal them, how dare you? Good thing Wren did just enough damage to them. That's good to beat them all, and wow, 2 level-ups, nice. But yes, let's start re-healing ourselves, because we could use it. There we go. You actually thought that plan was gonna work, Blinks? Obviously, you don't know Red. And maybe it's just me, but every time I see the word Wren, I'd rather replace the WR with the SV and call him Sven instead. I don't know why, it's just the name Sven. It just rolls off the tongue in just the right way that you want to say Sven more often compared to Wren. Because when I see Wren, especially when spelled like that, it doesn't make me think of a cyborg character who's willing to fight on your side in the Phantasy Star series. But instead, I see him want to be accompanied by a red cat while calling him a stupid idiot. Really, it's not that much to do here, because I get the feeling, even if I wasn't here... Yep! No one to help us out, and why would it stop town theme as I leave just to restart it again if no one's there? That's just silly. That's just silly, I tell you! Okay, but yes, this town should be nice for us to go into, so we should, keyword being should, have no problem finding a resting spot here, provided we can actually find the hotel to stay at. Ah, here we are. Which I find interesting. Apparently, oh no, I saved over my initial save. How dare I? Well, this is why I made save states. It really doesn't matter. The fact that both kingdoms of Shusharan and Syl were attacked, not the towns in between. You'd think they would be invaded as well, but no. They are just fine. So yes, the initial mission was to head back home to find out who is leading the army. Now, we have a brand new mission. And that is to head back to Iridia, to where our family has fled over to. So we shall go do just that. But, of course, first, let's take care of these Arachne enemies. And the Blink, too, I suppose. And there we go. Which reminds me, next chance I get, so I don't forget for my own sake, I should probably... That's a big boy. But yeah, for now, just focus on attacking that, because all Wren needs to do is just keep attacking the front row. I say that, and then that happens. I really was just rush and go at that point. Just keep rushing and going. Because what I really should be doing is plan out the strategies of how I'm going to attack for the most, the most appropriate of methods. What is so much easier than how I'm handling it thus far. It's down this way to the left. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is actually you stay the same. Mieu, spread your attack there, and then Wren will attack the front row regardless. that way, everyone can focus on attacking the big boy in the back. I think, was he always that weak? That big boy? Because he just went down like a sack of noodle. Also, getting trounced. Then if everyone decides to use the Gra spell, that could be bad. It could be bad for my health, I tell you. Let's do one round of attacks, and then afterwards we'll focus on healing. Provided they don't attempt to kill Ain at this point. Okay, Ain, you focus on that one. Mieu, you focus on that one. And then Wren, you focus on the row in the back. There we go. Just like I planned. Just like I planned. No problems. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. But yes, after all that, let's do another res for that, and then res. There we go. Like I said, everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. So I think for this one, we will once again spread the attack out. Then all Wren needs to do is mow down the rest, and we should be fine with that. And actually, if you were to go down that easy, why don't you focus on that, and then Mieu, you focus on that one far to the left. Because I noticed that big guy tends to use Gra. I think sometimes attacks, but mostly use the Gra spell, so we'll worry about that later. But I believe, slowly but surely, we are making our way towards the end of this layer. Focus on that. And all that's left is that one Arachne enemy, and we can move forward from there. There we go. There we almost go, apparently. Oh well. Nothing else. We know how to tackle these big guys. They should be no problem. Not to mention at this point, those Arachnes are so easy to deal with shortly afterwards. Alright, and a Seeker. Interesting. Yeah, we'll spread the front attack, see what the Seeker enemies are capable of. And aside from doing some major physical damage, unless it were to attack again. No, looks like he just does, or they do, tough physical damage. Also, don't think for a brief moment I didn't notice how much health Wren has, which, by the way, nice. Okay, so now I think is a good time for us to think about spreading the attack on that and that, while Ain focuses on that. Because hopefully... Yep! I had a feeling that would spread the damage just enough to do that. And sticks! Sticks! I wonder how they are going to go down. Which, obviously, Since we already know Ain is able to take out one of those Arachnes with just one swipe, we'll have Mieu and Wren focus on the sticks. What can the sticks do? Looks like until we allow them the chance to attack, we may never know. But yes, this is a planet or area that can easily throw you off your guard, so let's just see. Let's head a bit to the west, and then afterwards we'll head down south. And a laser bot! Not going to focus on any of the other enemies when they cast powerful voice spells because of their laser bots. A bit more west and south there. Oh well, at least the good news is we caught them off guard, so we should hopefully take this set down, no problem. But yes, even if I know what I'm doing, it can still be quite a pain along the way. So I think this time around we'll have Ain focus on the sticks enemy, while both Mieu and Wren focus on finishing off the Arachnes. Can't get rid of the sticks, so now we'll see what they do. They just spin their balls of "you are getting dizzy" at us, hoping to force us to go to sleep. Unfortunately, we know not about falling asleep yet, so for all we know, that so-called attack did nothing to us. Oh, I think we went a bit too far south. As memory serves, there should be river. Here we go. Oh, and apparently it went a bit too west, too. Only I didn't go down south too much. How was I supposed to know? I thought I would be perfectly aligned there. But yes, once you see that small highway to the west that just goes practically the length of one street, you know you're in the right track, so let's check out this town. Hopefully it should be peaceful enough. Let's see. The cyborgs of Hasatak rarely get human guests. Not hearing any complaints from them. And again, I need to bring this up. They rarely get human guests, yet there's a human, for all we know, that is running the inn. I mean, I get the feeling it's probably, it's just a android or cyborg that are running the shops in this case, but I just love the fact that it's like, oh, we don't get humans here. What do you call that? Well, that's just a human. Wait, what? Just that sort of thing there. And let's just see. Turn around, we'll say, oh, you know what? There is one other thing we should do while we are here. If we talk around town with some of the other cyborgs here, they should mention something. An old crazy cyborg wanders the desert. This is important to keep in mind because it will play a vital role later on. You can reach satellite from the eastern world, but you need the power topaz first, so we know one of the goals of reaching satellite. And apparently, this cyborg knows who we are since they mentioned that our family and friends fled far to the west. They have the twins, Ruby, the key to London, Auckland. I don't know. I really didn't get a good look at that. All we know is that they have a key in order to get back to Rhys's home world. And in order to do that, we need to get to our family, which is to the west. And as far as we can tell, within this desert, there's only one possible place they could have fled to. Luckily for us, we are heading there right now. don't think it's going to show any mountain paths. I could always double check, but I don't think it does. Also, I just realized, as much as I want to take down the Arachnes, I think the ones that can cast powerful voice spells are the biggest threats. So yeah, get rid of the laser bots first and foremost. Yeah, because the Arachnes, they might do a bunch of damage, not nearly as much as you would think. Yeah, stats that. Why am I checking the stats? What I should be focusing on is the monitor. Okay, so it might just be a bit north of us, if that's the case. And just a bunch of laser bots to take down. There we go. There's some mountains, and this should be the cave that they... The cave is blocked, and you can't get in. Oh, you know what? You know what? I did it again. Went a bit too north. This is probably the cave it's wanting me to go in. This is the cave they want me to go in. So, get rid of those enemies along the way. Gonna slice and dice you up and move onward from there. This is the cave. Now it's coming back to me. Prince Eizen, your family awaits you in the cave. And thankfully, since the royal guards are in here, never mind. I was going to say there are no enemies here. Never mind. I'm just speaking out my ass at this point. But you know what? I'm not concerned. Not in the slightest bit, because all we need to do is just have Wren have another go at these enemies, and they can go down that simple. And speaking of Wren, he gets another level! Huzzah! But yes, much like where we found Wren to begin with in Iridia, so too do we need to focus on going back to that spot, since that is where the royal family is, along with Lyle. So let us go ahead and do that. Also, before we continue onward, since we did heal at level N, may as well apply some heals to everyone. There we go. Probably would have been just fine using a Gi Res 3 times, but what you gonna do? But yes, as you can tell, that main area in the back is where we need to head towards. And unless... no. It's gonna be this way regardless. Sorry, but it has to be. Ah, more of these guys. Alright, in that case, we'll have you attack through there. And Wren, you focus on that big end in the back. Although I probably should have had Mieu focus on one Arachne, but you know what? We were still able to do it without taking hits, so it's all good. Now, Mieu will focus her attention on that, and will focus his attention on that, and we move onward from there, since we already know Wren is able to take care of that blink. You know, I made the joke, blink of an eye, way too many times. Let's just move on with that. Especially since we have more of these guys to deal with. And it really doesn't matter what strategy I do for this first round, since the main concern is getting rid of the big ends in the back. then after that, all that's left are 2 more Arachnes, and those are simple enough to take down as is. Yes, wrap ourselves around there in order to get into another one of these battles here, but that's okay. Let's focus on taking care of the biggin in the back. And once more, we can focus on the Arachnes in the front. Let's see what this kid has to say. We're all that's left of Syl and Shusoron. So now Wren will take out... Actually, no. Wren, focus your attacks in the front, although Mieu, I want you to spread your attack out so we can take care of the Arachnes. We'll worry about the 2 biggins in the back once the Arachnes are done. Okay, so aim, you focus on that, and then hopefully either Wren or Mieu will take care of that, and that was the case. So next up is, you guessed it, more healing. And yeah, I think 2 is actually just as fine. What do you have to say? Lyle's in bad shape. He may not live very long. Well, let's go check on him. Let's see. We had no choice but to run for our lives. You must rescue my daughter, Thea, for me. She has been taken to the east by our enemies. The key to the eastern world is in this chest. The dragon's tear will unlock the cave. Yeah, just repeats the same thing as it is. You are our last hope, Aim. Be brave, my son. Yes, be brave as we take down more of these Arachne. Father, how could you? I thought you loved us! No, it's just a random encounter, but God, that would be such an amazing plot twist. It's like, yeah, I know you're my son and everything. I gotta make sure you're really determined through this, so I'm just gonna attack you anyway. Aim, please help my friend. Rescue Thea. Lyle was wounded by the cyborgs. They ended up taking Thea. Oh yes, now, or rather I should say after this battle, we will have a brand new weapon. And by weapon, I mean equipment, which is the Dragon's Tear. And as far as I can tell, I don't think the Dragon Tear does anything per se. But at least it's another equipable item we can get. Plus, it's necessary for the plot. So let's see. According to this, something that Aim can wield. So why don't we do just that? Unequip the Sapphire for the Dragon's Tear. And this time, first off, yeah, give your Sapphire to Mieu. What? I said give to me. Oh, wait. I know why you can't. First off, give that, and then, give, let's see, what else? Just for Aim's sake, give, and give. Just to make sure, yeah, just enough space. Okay, now give to Mieu. There we go. So now she can be able to equip the sapphire. There we go. And once again, I'm pretty sure does absolutely nothing, but it's a new item to equip, so why the heck not? So now it's a matter of, once again, exiting from here. And what can I do? Attack Mieu, or have Mieu attack with a spread fire attack from there, and move on. Also, Mieu needs to think about healing. Thankfully, this begin doesn't really take that much damage for it to falter, so now we can focus on, once again, healing. And I think before we complete our quest, we should head back to town and, you know, just to refill technique points. That would help. And actually, since we are thinking about spreading items around, wow. You know, you are really becoming a major pain. I mostly blame the guys in the back. You know, not saying, just saying. But let's see if we can be able to take down the Arachne, so then we can focus our attention on the biggin all the way in the back. Yes, thank you. You should really think about healing right now, so please do that. Aim, you focus your attack on that left biggin, while Wren, you focus on just pure attacking at that point. Woo! Definitely giving me a run for my money here. Not gonna lie. E-Res. And once more for good measure, E-Res. There we go. So the sad thing is, Mieu only has enough technique points for one more heal. But at least the good news is, after that, it will be a good opportunity for Aim to focus on healing at that point. Unless, of course, we need to actually use any items to heal up. But at least, then it shouldn't be that much of a problem. And actually, a thought just occurred to me. Once I get back into town, that actually might be a good time to take a small break. But of course, now everyone's probably thinking, wait, you have escape pipes, they worked beforehand, why aren't you using it now? Experience. That's really the only answer. Plus, as annoying as it is taking all the massive damage here, I'm still holding my own. Because I get the feeling by the time I might get pushed back to a wall, I'll already be in town by then, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Especially with that level up. Especially with that level up. Let us use a E-Res, and then, yeah. At this point, there's nothing else that Mieu can do as far as healing, so she will purely focus on attacking at this point. And if need be, Aim will handle all the healing from now on, up until we are able to go back and rest at a local inn, hotel, what have you. So, just a quick check. 58, okay. Or, no, I think it was already at 50. Like past 55 to begin with, so that really didn't matter. I was trying to think about Aid at that point, where he could really use an extra point for later on. But at any rate, let us finish that attack. Lickety split. Besides, we are almost out of this so-called hellhole. It should be no problem for us. So all Wren needs to do is get rid of the big ends in the back. Spread the attack out with... Wow, Mieu was actually able to kill one of them with just a claw attack. Go Mieu. So yeah, at this point, I can just do basic standard attack and be done with that at that point. Alright, so next up, let us heal with a res, and wow! Notice that we started off with 9 across the board. Now it's spread out to roughly 11 and 10 in the double digits. So, yeah, when push comes to shove, if we need a great healer, Ain's your man. So let's head a bit south, so that way, as we head to the east, we should hopefully see, if nothing else, the small highway along the way. And that will mean we should hopefully be able to continue onward. So we'll have you focus on that. Fairly simple to take you all down. And I think, I can't really say for certain, but I think at the corner of that screen we're seeing the highway. Yep, we are in the right place at the right time. So let us go ahead and take this as an opportunity to heal back up. So let's see. Wren and Mieu are already well into their 20s as far as levels go, although Ain, you gotta give him credit where due. For starting off with level 1, he is starting to gain levels at a pretty fast rate, so nothing else, kudos to him. And let's see, as far as healing items go, we should at the very least take extra caution with that. And we could probably sell the monomates at this point, because it's not really going to be that much of a necessity right now. Later on, of course, it will be, should we run into any more characters, but right now, not that big a deal. Also, wait, keep selling. So let's see, we still have 2 more monomates to sell. And I just passed by it once more. There we go. And before we buy anything else, because I just noticed multiple trimates on her end, let's think about passing them along so that way you're not being a burden of that sort. So we should have 2 each. Let's see, 1 escape pipe, 3 escape pipes. Let's have you and an extra escape pipe to Ain. So 2 trimates, 1 demate. Let's see, trimate. Let's see. Think about passing along antidotes. I don't think Wren is going to need that many antidotes, so we'll have him pass 2 antidotes to Ain for this point. And enough room for... Let's get 1 demate for each Ain and Wren, and then I believe... Oh, and Mieu. So yeah, just 1 demate each for all the characters, and that should be fine there. Because we barely are spending money that much, which means it shouldn't prove to be that much of a problem there. And just double check it's yes, we are doing fine there. Alright, so actually I am going to go up to the eastern cave where the dragon's tear will be useful. And once we get there, then for real, I'll say we'll take a break. But thankfully, not that far from here, so may as well. And I know if not hovering the top area, pretty close to hovering the top area, so may as well. Also, Ain, why don't you focus on the blink up front, so that way Mieu can spread the attack, and so will Wren for the biggins in the back, and that should be good enough to take him out. Yep. It's like I knew all along what the strategy at this point should be. Okay, so yes, if I were to use this, the dragon tear glows, and you are inside. And of course, as I mentioned before, we will be able to continue on with this. For now, I think it's a good time to take a small break. So, if anyone here feels the need... also, why did you... There we go. I was going to say, why did the screen not switch? If anyone needs this as an opportunity to either go to the bathroom, stretch their legs, or even grab a quick snack, this is the best time to do so. And when we come back, we shall tackle more of Phantasy Star 3 in the second generation of Generation of Doom. See you soon, folks! Okie dokie then, folks. I think that was a long enough break. We are back. And ready to tackle some more of Phantasy Star 3, Generations of Doom. But yes, now that we have done all that, it is time for us to continue our trek through this area. Now, I did some searching along the way and found out what it is I'm supposed to be searching for, which is good, so that way less stress for me to worry about later on. Now, there are 2 treasures that we can get if we were to head down, but that'll lead us forward as well, and there is at least 1 treasure up above that we need to get, so I'm going to take a bit of a detour heading for that one first. Also, it would help if I align the right characters along the way. There we go. So all Wren needs to do is just shoot down everyone as aim and Mieu focus on taking them all down. So like I said, there is, with the exception of 1 item to grab, there's nothing here. And notice that the chippers, the bird enemies, are now robots. Just let that sink in. The cute little birds have been mechanized at this point. And you gotta give them credit for one thing. They are far more fierce than the chippers ever were. But yeah, like I said, we need to head all the way to the left, and by left, I mean right, in order to get the 1 chest that is over there. You know what, a thought just occurred to me. I probably should have attacked the ones from the far right, so that way I could focus on the sticks at the end. Oh well. Good thing Mieu was able to handle that, so that way I could tackle sticks at the far end there. Also, now would be a good time to do some healing. Just check. Maybe like 2, 3 Gi reses? 2 is pretty good. All the way to the right, and we will eventually get to that chest. And it's a good thing that Wren is starting us off first, so that way Mieu, even though I forgot to tell her to spread out the attack, will do so anyway. And that easily takes care of most of the Arachnes. Eventually, we will get a Force Ribbon, which is a good defensive item for Mieu at this point. Although, memory serves, I think Eizen has the Force Ribbon, so let's give that to Mieu, since she's the only one who can wield it. And as we can see, her defense is 111. Even speed goes up a bit, and is now at 124. And I think if she had 4 digits, I bet that it would have been 1248. Actually, yeah. Arachnes can do quite the damaging grass spells, but when they focus the blast of the voice spells, I think the laser bots are the most fearsome ones. So yeah, I have no regrets going after them. Or regrets, for that matter. And yes, now would be a good time to Gi-res everyone. And I think if no one else focuses their attacks on Wren, but instead likes to shift them over between Mieu and Eizen, then it would be a good time to think about just doing standard heals. Or res spells, as it were. Which now, that might not be such a bad idea. Come after this battle. Especially if they're going to do a voice spell like that. How dare you? focus a res spell on that. Alright, so now Wren has... I say Wren. Ain has roughly the same amount of health that Mieu does, so pretty even at that point. Wait, not you. Mieu. You focus the spread attack on that, and then... Ain, you are taking hits like a motherfucker. No offense, but you are taking hits like a motherfucker. Just thought you should understand. So now, Ain and Mieu focus on the sticks enemy, while Wren continues his assault on the Arachnes. And once again, we need to res up Ain there, and I think it's a good enough time to do E-res for everyone. There we go! So at this point, even Wren could use some of that as well. And let's say, spread your attacks like so, to focus on the front. Mecha Warbots, I think they're called? It look like Wallbots. That one R looked like a L. Or it could just be the dyslexic part of me. Good lord, I know how to pronunciate words. Words ain't my trouble. I know how they speak, of sorts. Okay, so we can go down from here, back to the left, to where we started. And now, we don't need to worry about anything else along the way. Let's spread the attacks a bit, so that way we can try and get rid of the Arachnes as well. There we go. And then the rest follow suit that easily. From here, does a simple... like so. Take him down with that. So yeah, now we can proceed forward. With slight detours along the way, of course. And since we're able to surprise the enemy, we'll just continue onward from there. Spread your attacks like that, and we will focus on taking out the enemies like so there. Let's see. Okay, so this is a fairly simplistic map at this point. Just take this path all the way to the end, where we will reach the other treasure along the way. Which we can just see right at the corner of our eyes there, so spread the attack like so. Stop focusing your attacks on Ain! He did nothing to you, he's just trying to survive this harsh reality world we are in right now. Yeah, I gotta take a gamble with this. Thankfully that gamble paid off, but woo! Man, that was too close. Alright, res. And while we're at it, res. Man, oh man. Relentless bastards. Laser shots. So just to make sure. Oh, Wren has plenty of room, so yes. Give the laser shot to Wren. And I'm not entirely sure if this will do spread damage or not, but if it's more physical damage, then I'll take what I can. So let's see. Ceramic shot. No change in defense, but attack damage-wise, it's up by 25, so we'll take that and see how it goes from there. Let's see, Wren is... yeah, just focuses on one, sadly, but if it means getting rid of these bad boys, I say it's well worth So we'll have everyone focus on... Oh, not the warbots, the warblots. Huge difference. Obviously, huge difference. And wow, even then it wasn't enough to get rid of. You know, I think it would have been better off with the spread shot damage. I mean, I'm not saying, just saying at this point. Let's see, you do that. Mieu, focus on them, and then work our way over from there. And then just standard attacks from there. I gotta admit, for laser shots, it was shooting normal bullets there. Kinda awkward when you think about it. Do a rest for that, and while we're at it, finish it off with a E-rest for everyone. So now, it's just a matter of heading down, taking a slight detour to the left. We'll get our last item along the way there. Focus on no, like that. There we go. Be able to move forward from there. Yeah, the fact I appreciate the fact that Wren is trying, but I still think the spread damage would have been far more useful at this point. At least if nothing else, now we have a ceramic helm that we can use, and just to make sure, ribbons and gears for him. So, for once, the right person has the right stuff. So we replaced the steel helmet with the ceramic helm, and it just ups defense by 3 points. But you know what? Increase in something is better than a decrease in something, let alone nothing in the long run. So let us continue with this. And at this point, Wren, I hate to say this, but I think you were better off attacking the Arachne. Yeah. Better off in that case. So now everyone else can focus on sticks in the back. Also, it's a good thing that Ain gained a level, because he could use some healing right now. And what a heal he got! So now at this point, we just stay all the way to the right as we advance upwards. Oh, how dare you attack Mieu! How dare you attack Mieu! I mean, say what you will about Ain, he's a tough guy. He can handle it. Mieu, at this point, not so much. So yeah, good opportunity for a G-Res there. And advance, like I said, all the way to the right side. This good news is we're almost done with this area. And we were able to get the upper hand on the enemies. Nice. But yeah, now we made our way out of that area and able to progress onward from there. So from here, it's saying to head southeast, and there's be a bridge we should cross. A Doomfly? Not sure what that could spell, but one thing's for certain, it won't add up to anything good. Alright, at least for the Doomflies, they're not that bad. At least as far as taking damage. For all we know, they could absorb most damage, and the gun can bypass it. And a Dogbot, that's not Dogmobile. That's That's not Dogmobile. I'll just say that much. That's not Dogmobile. So yeah, let's just focus on Dogmobile at this point, because, yeah. And of course, since Mieu can't attack the big guy in the back, obviously shifts her attentions to Arachne's. But yeah, not too bad. Though I imagine, the not Dogmobiles would prove to be incredibly tough eventually, and that must be the bridge and the town we need to go to. And if we find someone, hopefully they will tell us that we are in the town of Lensol. If we can find them, of course, that's the key factor here. Because so far, seeing a whole bunch of nothing in this town. But hopefully, we shall run into someone who will know something about something. Huge fountain monument there. And there as well. And can't even enter the castle that's there. How do we even know if this is the right place or not? How do we know where we're going? It makes no sense, I tell you, it makes no sense! Whatever. Because I believe, there's an armor shop here. If it's got force armor, then we know we're in the right place at the very least. Yes, it does. So, first things first, we are running low on inventory, so we won't need a ceramic armor since we now have force armor. And new armor for Mieu, so we'll get rid of the steel vest. And even a new protector for Wren, so let's get rid of the steel protector while we're at it. And let's get ourselves the force armor for Ain, the ceramic vest for Mieu, and the ceramic protector for Wren. So, got some D-mates. Was there a weapon shop here? I think there was. Just didn't look hard enough at the time. Ah, yes there is. Let's see what they have for options here. They have ceramic sword, ceramic knives, a Laconian shot, and ceramic slicer. Let's see. Well, any of this... There's going to be a better sword, and better claws, and even a better weapon, I'd imagine. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. We'll run into a town that has better weapons, so we won't bother with this town for the time being. We are good on that front. However, before we continue onward... most important thing, wait a minute. There we go. Ceramic, as far as I can tell, is better than the steel. Yeah, better than the steel, so let's re-equip that. And then... ceramic vest, and while we're at it... ceramic protector. So now we can hopefully take a few more hits with little to no trouble. And actually, while I'm by the shop, may as well sell all the other equipment that we won't be needing. So we'll sell the steel helm since it's no longer useful. No, not buy. Just to see if there was anything else worth selling. Not for Ain. For Mieu, we can at least sell the hunting ribbon, since that's no longer necessary. Got all that. And for Wren... The only other thing worth selling is the ceramic shot, but again, if we are able to shoot everyone, or at least everyone in the same row, that might prove to be useful. So, for the time being, I'll keep that with us. Then we'll head over to the local inn to rest up and save our game. And I did mention that there was a castle there. We can't enter there yet. But it's a good reason, because this is the same town/castle area where Thea is being held at. However, we aren't able to reach it quite yet. But that's okay. We'll work on that for the time being. So let's head back up and keep going to the east. And it says there should be, according to our map, peninsulas with huge lake in the middle. We should see a town of Endura. Let's see. Ah! Getting attacked by these stupid enemies. Play. You focus on that. Mieu, you focus on the blinks, and Wren, you take down the robotic flies. Just robotic fly. Especially since now we know there was a reason we kept our antidotes. They can indeed cast poison. So, is this the area I should be heading towards? No, not there. Just the fact that it said head east a bit, it would make you think head up there, but no. Oh, doom flies is what they are. Okay, so Wren, you focus on them, while Mieu and Ain focus on Dogmobile. Because, you know, barf, barf. Alright. And even more of these to deal with. In that case, you focus on that. Wren, you focus on the one in the back, and then Ain, you focus on the blinks in the front. Probably should have switched it up with Mieu focusing on the blink, and then Ain focusing on the fly. Ain and Wren, you focus on Dogmobile, while Mieu focuses on the laser bot. And Wren gained a level. How nice. So basically, heading east up until there's another area where we should head to the north. Ah, damn you flies. You actually hit for a whole bunch of damage. Yeesh. My goodness. Because the worst the Arachnes can do is their gravity spell. So I think getting rid of those laser bots that can attack us with Foy, much more worth it. Of course, the worst thing that poison can do is prevent us from healing. So for now, we won't worry about that, but head up this bridge, and we should eventually come across... Yeah, because I had the feeling Ain would take down Dogmobile that easily. Not so much with the laser bots. In that case, might need to switch it up with case, let's double check the map. Just gotta double check there. Okay, so I think it's all the way up north from where I am. If there's like a little dock to the left, then I know at the very least I'm heading in the right direction. This could be problematic. Ah, Mieu, no! Don't you dare attack Mieu! I am willing to fight you tooth and nail for this. Woo! Man. Gotta love playing dangerously. Let's see. 1, 2... 1. Okay, so in that case, Ain, use one of the antidotes on Mieu, so that way, you can give a normal res to Mieu. Mieu, you can give a normal res to Ain, and then you can also do a G-res on everyone, hopefully heal everyone up, if not to max, close to max at the very least. Here we go! This is the town we were searching for. Let's see. In the castle of Lensol, far to the southwest, a princess is held against her will. So, once again, it's telling you where we need to go, but we can't go there yet. So, welcome to Andorra. Now then, let's get ourselves some much-needed weapon upgrades. Such as the cannon for Wren, a laser sword for Ain, and we still have enough for 2 laser claws from you. It's always nice when there's no need for money grinding. Always the best, and once again, that's not gonna work. So the damage output was 127, with maybe defense at 161. With the laser sword, defense goes up, and damage incredibly well goes up. So, replacing the steel claws, defense goes up a bit, but damage definitely goes up very much so. So now, Mieu and Ain are forced to be reckoned with. And as for Wren, who replaces the laser cannon, or at least laser shot, I should say, with the cannon, bit of a speed upgrade and definitely does more damage. Hopefully, once again, that does more spread fire damage. So, let's see where we go from here. Let's see, just to check everyone. This point, from where we are at. Oh, it's also saying, there's a ceramic gear we can get for Wren. Does he not have the ceramic gear? No, he has steel gear. Well, nothing else. We have some goodies that we need to sell anyway, such as the ceramic sword and the, steel sword. But I think he also had a laser sword, or not a laser sword, a ceramic sword as well. No? Just a steel sword, okay. But yes, definitely the steel claws. Sell those. Sell them out. And just to double check, just to make sure there's nothing else I am forgetting. From you, anything worth selling? And again, until I know for certain what the cannon does, whether it does spread damage or not, I'm not going to focus on selling any of his weapons just yet. In fact, since I'm actually doing pretty good health-wise, this might be a good idea to head into a random battle, see what it can do against enemies from there. So why don't we do just that? Oh! Cypher Girl, thank you very much for the follow! Alright, so let's see. Wren... no spread damage, so at the very least, something worth selling the laser shot for. Had a bit of a brain fart moment there. But yeah, definitely need to get rid of the butt there. The best way to answer that question, Cypher Girl, is yes and no. I have played this game several times before, well aware of its multiple endings depending on who you choose to marry throughout each character arc. Never actually beaten the game before, so once again, one of those yes and no answers of sorts. So, still no spread fire damage, but at the very least we know it's much more powerful than the cannon, much more powerful than the laser shot, so we can at least sell that. And then check by the local armor shop, see how much it costs for one of those ceramic helms. And that is just a house, just for the purpose of being a house. So let's see, tech shop. Yeah, it's safe to say Phantasy Star 3 is easily, in my opinion, the black sheep of the Phantasy Star series. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It might not be their thing for everyone. I personally don't mind it. That's like saying people don't like Final Fantasy 2 because it's nowhere near any of the other Phantasy Star. You can tell I'm starting to lose intelligence at this point because of how much my brain is functioning right now. How Final Fantasy 2 is so much different from the other Final Fantasy games, but if you're more or less used to the Romancing Saga series, like I am, I'm a huge Saga Frontier fan, it's not that big a deal. That's the same way for this game. It's definitely out there compared to any of the other Phantasy Star games, but yeah, I don't mind this game. It's got its interesting quirks. I think they're rather charming. But yes, we do have enough for the ceramic helm, or I say ceramic helm, ceramic gear for Wren, which is useful. Okay, and apparently in town it says there is a man up north who can help us. But I think that leads out of town, so before anything else, let's talk to everyone else. I tried to rescue the princess a while ago. That place is infested with powerful monsters. I opened the castle gate, but I couldn't get in. Please rescue her before it's too late. So, here's the thing. Before we tried to enter the castle, no good. Once we talk to this guy, now the gates are opened and we are able to gain access to the Lensol Castle, which is good. And actually, since we did enough grinding for all this stuff... Actually, wait. Did I remember to... Okay, she doesn't... No one has poison, so it's a good thing that I double-check that, because otherwise that would mean we would rest. Our resting would be all for naught at this point, and that would be bad. Yeah, I can easily say Phantasy Star 1 is low on the list, because unless you were playing the Sega Ages collection version of it that had the mini-map, heavily frustrating. But, at the very least, if it wasn't for the first Phantasy Star game, we wouldn't have 2, 3, or 4 for the Genesis, so I can at least appreciate that. 2 is the one I grew up with the most, and only until the Genesis collection came out for the PlayStation 2 was my first experience with Phantasy Star 3, and it's a shame I didn't get into 3 when I had the chance to, because, my god, it is such a forgotten classic, but I do agree that 4 is easily the best of the original quadrilogy, or trilogy with a side quill, if you want to make 3 that sort of case for that. It's hard to say. I mean, technically speaking, you should say that Phantasy Star 3 is a side quill of sorts, but it almost seems like if it wasn't for the fact that it had the android Wren, who also happens to be in 4, and of course the big baddie being Dark Force, there's almost nothing in Phantasy Star 3 that ties the story together with anything else. I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion on that, but see it however you wish at that point. Also, I just happened to notice how much health that Mieu had. May as well get this out of the way. Nice. Moving onward. Let's continue back to Lensol. And thankfully, since there are people in that town, if need be, we can always press that another in there. And easily move forward. And I'll admit, I was just a bit hesitant about doing RPG, since obviously, unless people are heavy RPG fans, it is almost entirely boring to do a Let's Play of, let alone streaming it. But if I had to choose between doing an LP of an RPG and streaming it, I'm so glad that I'm streaming it, because at the very least, if there are people in chat who I can talk to, like you, for example, it definitely makes the whole progress that less boring, of sorts. And no, I wasn't just saying that just so I can bide some time, so I can recross the bridge back to Lensol. Totally not the case. Totally not the case. But yes, we finally made it back here. And, yeah, it's only another 15 Macetas. That's, especially this late in the game, that's practically chump change. I don't mind doing that at all. But yes, once we make our way back here, if we did indeed talk to that guy, he should mention that the gate was open. And it is, so now we can be able to gain access here. And of course, you'll have to excuse me for a brief moment. I am bringing up the maps of this area. And no, that's not it. Back to Draconia. What we need is Lensol Castle map, so I can know where to go from there. Looks like we go up 1. Just before entering the throne room, we head right and circle around there in order to enter the dungeon area. And no treasures of any sorts to be found in the overworld, so we should be fine on that regard. And the thing is, of course, nowadays, it's not that big a deal. I have so many friends. Being the fat autistic kid growing up, people can say they can get a scoop full of friends. I had hand-picked friends, which was not much. So if there was ever a need to retreat to video games, RPGs definitely played a heavy role in that, so likewise, I'm a huge fan of RPGs. Love playing all of them, especially since I like to have my brain think at points. It's one thing to say I love playing RPGs. I absolutely love playing tactical RPGs as well. So, don't mind me just checking. There are 3 treasures to get here. One of them will lead me forward. So, let's go for the one that's a bit of a detour, which is down and to the left. Take care of you stupid voids. There, and here we apparently have another encounter to deal with. We have more enemies out of the way, and we can deal with them. It's funny you should say that. The first Fire Emblem game I played was I'm probably going to get this wrong, so feel free to correct me on this if I get this wrong. Path of Radiance, which I believe was the GameCube game. That was my first experience, and it was only roughly 3-4 years ago? I was mainly a PlayStation fanboy growing up, which is kind of odd when you think about it. The main RPG series I was in was Final Fantasy, and of course, after 6, Final Fantasy kind of took a permanent home with Sony and its PlayStation series, so obviously, choosing between one or the other, even though I'm pretty sure around the age of Final Fantasy X, Xbox was a thing, I still preferred Sony at that point. But yes, that was my first experience with it. Only just now am I starting to get into the Fire Emblem series, even to the point where, very briefly, because it's a free-to-play game, and I use the term free-to-play in quotes, Fire Emblem, was it Heroes, the mobile game? But yes, that pretty much got me a generally good idea about that, and I'm thinking, if all goes well, there's the Monomate treasure, by the way, if all goes well, and people love seeing more RPGs, I would love to do a retrospective on the Fire Emblem series as well. Especially since I have the collector's edition of the original Fire Emblem for the Switch. Even more of a reason why I should get into the Fire Emblem series much more often. So, let's see, from here, down and immediately head up so I can wrap myself around to the next staircase, and I just realized Aina's dead. Oh no! Rever, please don't fail me now? No! Don't fail me now! Revive! Thank you. Haha, that's what I get for being too cocky in this situation. Alright, but yes. Head up from here. Too focused on navigating my way through a map, I didn't even notice that Ain had so little health that by the time I noticed what happened, it was already too late for him. Definitely, after this battle, I should focus on healing once again. Once again, focus on healing. Although, we lost enough health. I think this is a good opportunity for a G-Res. Yeah. Probably nowhere near enough. Probably should have focused on Reses with Mieu. But we'll see how this turns out. Okay, we can do another G-Res with Mieu. There we go. Work our way over from there. Ah. Damn you all. Memory serves, according to this map, even though it's right in front of me, I should easily be able to tell. It's just going left and down and immediately head up from there in order to get to the next staircase. Ah. How dare you? How dare all of you? Can't even make it to the next area yet. How dare you, bots? Alright, let's see. I think a resin wall here. There we go. And then from here, should be able to head on up. Mounting these enemies. Yes. Head on up to reach the next staircase. Okay, I wanted to move forward from there, though sticks said otherwise. Alright, so now, heading back up here. If I really felt foolhardy enough, I could just, no, not head back down the staircase. Head left to leave and recharge. I personally think that's a stupid idea, especially since we haven't even accomplished our goal yet. Let's focus on taking care of Dogmobile. Move forward from there. And then afterwards, head right from here. All the way down to this staircase, and that should lead me... Okay. So this is very easy. All I have to do is just go down and head all the way to the right. And not only will I find the Princess Thea here, but it'll also lead me directly to the last treasure, which is just another antidote. Doesn't seem like much, but at least it'll be helpful to move forward from there. Check that health while I'm at it. Let's do another... Ain G-Res. No. Good enough. So, all the way to the right. And I think it might just be me, but I believe I'm able to see the shadow of the chest just underneath. But yeah, there's the jail cell right there. Gains another level. Able to raise that gate up. So there's the last item here, the antidote. And before we can even gain access to Princess Thea, we must go through this gauntlet of mecha birds. Which I don't know why these birds are mechanized. Weren't they already robots to begin with? Or at least that's what my sources from Family Jewelers would say otherwise. Saying that birds aren't real because they're robots instead placed by the government, whatever. We were able to reach Princess Thea. Thank Leia you're here. Let's get out now. I have the twins ruby. It should come in handy. Please take me to my father right away. And now we have a new member of our team, Thea, and yeah, she is not going to be able to provide much for us right now because, yeah, She is in desperate need of help, and ordinarily I wouldn't mind fighting up to this point. With what little help she is going to provide right now. Let's just use an escape pipe, leave that castle area, and hopefully we should get new defensive gear for her right in this town, if not close on by. So, let's see, from London to Iridia. So here we can get 2 ceramic slicers for her and a robe, which, considering her situation right now, that is anything but a bad idea. So let's go ahead and do just that. So let's see, ceramic slicers, 1, and 2. And then all that's left for her afterwards is to get herself a robe. Now, was it below or above that had a defense shop? Probably up above. And survey says, nope, it was down below. Just a bit to the left, but it was down below. And let's get her a robe. There we go. So now we can afford to upgrade our stats naturally, because let's see, everyone else has defense in the hundreds right now. Obviously, Thea has a long way to go from that, but at the very least, the ceramic slicers will help her do a bit more damage. And replacing the garment with the robe, still not that impressive, but she's only level 1. We can help her out afterwards, but there's something else that we can do for her. Right now, since she has very little technique points, we can at least alter her melee to favor Foy up at this point, and also be able to alter her time. Wait, her time magic? Wait, why is it saying alter her text to favor Foy and Rhys? She doesn't have... Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, I think I highlighted the wrong. That might be why. Let me try this again. Ah, I did highlight the wrong person. You can tell it is getting late at this point. Yeah, I get the feeling the enemies don't even need to attack Thea at this point. They could just say boo to her face, and that would be enough for her to faint. So, yeah. I'm thinking, obviously, we will continue on this quest if need be. Also, I should have checked, was anyone poisoned? So if that's the case, I might need to rest up again. No, no one was poisoned, so we're good. So, as I was going to say before I realized, oh, was anyone poisoned? For one thing, obviously, Thea's going to need time to grind out for more levels, so that way she can at least attempt to help out in fights without getting knocked out with one punch. Having said that, obviously my brain is a bit frazzled at this point, so I might just end the stream right now and focus on level grinding off stream. But with that said, thank you all for watching, and thank you once again, Cypher Girl, for the follow. I'm getting so close to being able to attempt to get affiliate status, and any follow after that is always appreciated. So what I'm going to do is a quick shout out to, was it just MC or Killer MC? Okay. Killer MC, who is currently going through some retro games, though I believe, according to him, it was Blade Runner, which is always a nice feature. But I feel like going from one RPG, or rather one JRPG to another, so I'm going to send you over to Pan Anning, who is currently playing the Steam version of Persona 4 Golden Edition. But yes, that'll do it for my stream today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing several multiplayer games on Steam, whether that be Fall Guys, Uno, Clue/Cluedo, or even Worms Armageddon of that sort. And if any more Steam multiplayer games comes to mind, that'll come up too. But until then, take care, everyone, and I shall see you all later.